all here and we've said hello to everyone, let's go ahead and ground into the space a little bit by going on mute. And I'll just guide us through some gentle breathing together. Okay. Well, welcome to another Wellness Wednesday. We're happy that you're here today. And to all of you that weren't able to make the live call, we'll be back on a recorded call later at some point. Joel will post it. So if you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Sit up nice and straight, lifting the top of your head towards the ceiling, bringing your shoulders back, chin down. There we go. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and exhale out. One more time. Inhale through the nose, letting that breath fill your chest and your belly. Open your mouth, exhale out. Inhaling one more time. Last one. Take a big deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out. Alrighty. So I'm just going to go over the theme. All right. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I'll introduce the activity that we're going to be doing today. So our theme today is managing our emotions. And I know that we all have emotions. I know that we are, at least I will say that I am a highly emotional being. Like I feel not only my own emotions sometimes, but I feel somebody's emotions that's sitting right next to me. And I don't think that that's like telepathic like stuff or anything. I think it's just the fact that if the people around us are not managing their emotions, then it's hard for us to feel comfortable in that space. So if we're all managing our emotions well, then it's easier to be in space with each other. Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today and how we can manage our emotions. And I will just share that, being in Vegas, there is a lot of loud noises and lights and overstimulation, right? And for me, when I feel overstimulated, I have several tools that I use. One of them is these rosy colored glasses that help me when I'm in a very bright room that has a lot of lights. And then the other one, when, I'm in a room that has a lot of sound, I like to wear my headphones and even my beanie because it just makes me feel like I'm in a safe space. So I'd like to just say that, we all probably have at least one thing that already helps us get to that space of being able to even think about managing our emotions, right? If I didn't have my glasses when I was walking through the casino floor, I would probably want to walk through with my eyes closed. So it's like the glasses are my Superman cape, right? They help me get to the point of feeling like a superhero. But without my cape, I'm not flying anywhere, right? So my glasses are a tool that help me manage my emotion, and I really do appreciate them. They really do help me. So we have, let's see. Well, no, I thought we had a little extra time there. I was going to ask to see if anybody else had something with them that helps them manage their emotions, but we're going to skip that right now. Maybe we'll come back to that later, okay? And we could share that in the chat if you have something that you want to share right now. All right, so we're going to jump into our main activity, and I'm just going to introduce it real quick, and then we'll actually go into the main activity together, all off of mute. But the main activity, we're going to be using an emotion wheel. Now, let's see a raise of hands. Has anybody ever used an emotion wheel before? No. Okay, awesome. I get to introduce you a new tool, and we're going to work with it together today, and I will send a link out at some point that shares this emotion wheel with you, and then you could print it off or screen save it on your phone or your tablet or make it a background on your device. It is so helpful. So Joel, if you would please pull up our emotion wheel graphic, and we will dive right in. Alrighty, can everybody see the emotion wheel? Let's go ahead and come off of mute now.
Yes, I can see the emotion wheel.
Awesome.
I can too.
Great. Okay, let me see. Joel, can we pin the emotion wheel so I can see? Let's see here. You guys can still see the motion wheel?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to leave it, Joel, let's leave it where it's at. I'll pull the motion wheel up on my phone. And then I will go ahead and talk everybody through it because I'd like to see everybody's face while we are talking about the motion wheel. So immediately when you look at the motion wheel, what do you see in the middle?
I see anger, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anger is the first thing that shows up for you. Now, what do you see other than just anger? Do you see? Do y'all see it? Faces in there? You see the faces of?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So the first place that most of us are going to notice somebody else's emotions is where?
Probably happiness, I would think, because
Well, where are you going to see it on somebody's body?
On the
Anybody
front.
can answer. It's going to be right here. Mostly on your face,
right
right?
here.
Right here. It could
Right
be a
here.
smile when you're feeling happy.
Right.
It could be
I
a
feel
pouty
happy.
face when you're feeling sad.
Sad.
You know, there's surprise. There's nice, Kason. That was great. There's a face that we make. We might not even be realizing it, but there's a face that we make when we're in love. There's a face that we make when we're tired. So that's the first place that most of us are going to be noticing somebody else's emotions. And it's really helpful that they put this in the screen here. I really appreciate that because it allows us to then have something to understand. So next time that you're feeling like an emotion and you like realize it, maybe take a selfie or look in the mirror and really put a name to that emotion. Okay. That was what we were kind of going over on our Mindfulness Monday. I really want to start working out an understanding for us of what we're feeling. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let's do this. This is going to be something that some of you might have already gotten to experience at convention last year with me and Lobsterbird. We're going to try a Fab C. Does anybody remember the Fab Cs?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toby, didn't you come up and do one in front of everybody?
Lobsterbird actually recorded me doing one. I remember that.
That's right. I do remember that as well. So we're going to come to you first. Do you remember? If that's okay with you. If you want to finish your lunch, we can ask somebody else.
Could I finish my lunch first?
Please finish your lunch. Please go on mute while you're chewing so we don't listen to you chew. Thank you. Kason, Carol, Stu.
Yes.
Yes.
Who would like to bust a Fab C?
I'll go first.
All right. Kason goes first. Carol.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
If you and Stu would go on mute for a moment, we're gonna walk Kason through a Fab C. All right, Kason. So
Yes.
in Fab C, we have 4 things that we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna tell someone, and you're sharing with the group. So we're gonna share with the group something that you're feeling, what you're like. So you're feeling about something, what your belief is, and then what your choice is. Okay, so would you like for me to give you a short example so that way you can then share yours?
Yes.
Okay, so I will say that I am feeling excited about being in Vegas. My belief is that this town is all about excitement. There's so many fun things to experience. And my choice is to experience everything and be present with the experience and focus on staying in that moment and experiencing it fully. All right. So once again, my feeling, right? Excitement. I'm excited about being in Vegas. My belief is that this town is just all about some excitement. So my choice is to experience everything that I can, but being in the experience one step at a time. Okay?
Okay.
So
Why don't you tell them about moving?
I'm moving to St. George
Well, let's start with the feelings. So let's look at the feelings wheel, and I want you to go maybe straight to one of the faces. All right.
Okay.
So maybe you're up in the top left-hand quadrant. Maybe you're nervous. I don't know. Maybe you're
nervous about moving?
Yeah, I'm nervous about moving.
You are. Okay. So we're gonna take that feeling. Okay. And what's your belief? Why do you believe you're nervous about moving?
Because my family are moving and
Change maybe?
the change maybe, and our houses are they're really nice to me because I love being here in Logandale, and because if I move to St. George, I wouldn't be here in Logandale anymore. I would just be in St. George.
All right. You've done the feeling. You've done the about. You've done your belief. And let's clarify your belief before we move on to your choice. Okay.
Okay.
So your belief
Mm-hmm.
is that you're nervous because you won't be in the place that you've lived the past so many years.
Yes.
Okay. What and so the next thing that you get to do here is figuring out how to manage your emotion. It's your choice. And making this choice is going to help you in support of your feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what choice, Kason, can you make, will you make today to allow yourself to feel the nervousness of moving? Yeah, that's big.
Yeah,
you know,
big.
moving your whole life to another place is big. But you have an understanding of why you feel that way. So what choice can you make? Will you make? Go ahead.
I can make good choices by listening to my parents and my family,
Okay.
and by
Go on.
me,
You're gonna choose to be happy.
I'm gonna choose to be happy, and I'm always happy because I always make good choices in my life, and yeah, so.
I so believe that because, you know, you're here right now, and I believe that was a really good choice. And I want to say that, so a choice is it's going to be a little bit more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a choice will also maybe be staying in touch with the people that you grew up with in this area that you're living now. Or maybe before you move, going and taking some selfies or pictures and printing them off and putting them on your wall. So if you want to feel that feeling of being in that space again, you can by just like looking at it, and it will take you there, right?
Yeah.
Also, maybe planning a trip to come back and visit, in the future, knowing that like this place isn't going anywhere. It's just you that's moving, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of choices that you can you can just choose to do.
Yeah.
And that's like the coolest part about using this FAB-C, right? So feeling, about, belief, choice. You don't have to just have one feeling. So you can feel nervous, but you can also feel excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I actually am.
Because St. George sounds like a really cool place.
Yes, it is. St. George is awesome.
So while we move on to Carol, I want first everybody just to say thank you to Kason for going.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
You are a
Thank you.
champion, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll move on, but if you would like to share another FAB-C later with another feeling, if we have time, we would love to hear it.
Okay.
So if you go on mute, Kason, we're going to move on to Carol.
Move on to Carol, everybody.
Carol.
Hello.
Hi, Carol.
Hello.
So let's pick a face first, maybe? Does that sound okay?
Yes.
So which emoji face are you feeling connected to right now?
Happy.
The happy one. Okay, so that's the bottom quadrant, right?
Yes.
So There's a bunch of words down there, and you've already used the word happy, so maybe pick another one. There's content,
Excited.
cheerful, excited. All right, I love it. That was the word that I used for my Fab C. That is a really fun Fab C word. So, what are you excited about, Carol?
That I got a chance to finally move to California.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
left my hometown that I grew up in for a lot of years, and now with a big choice and big decision.
That's huge. So let's go. We got your feeling. You're excited about finally moving to California, and your belief is that you made a big decision?
Yes.
Sweet. And your choice, what's your choice? What's your choice? What are you going to do with your excitement?
To be happy.
To be happy in California. That's a good place to be happy. It really
Yes.
is. All right. Well, do you have any other feelings that you would like to use the Fab C and feelings wheel today, Carol?
I would say that I am thankful because I have had a lot of people support me in my decision.
That's beautiful. So you're thankful about people supporting you in your decision. What's your belief?
My belief is that when you move, you feel things differently.
Wow, that's deep, Carol. Thank you. And what's your choice?
My choice is to have other people understand that they can make a decision too that's going to affect them.
And that is so beautiful. And this is something that we, when using this wheel, let's try that last one more time, Carol. I love it. Let's reword it a little bit, okay? So your choice is maybe to support other people that are experiencing the same thing that you've experienced.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And I really appreciate it too, your Fab C, because of what Kaysen shared, and that you two are already in this space of supporting each other through big life changes, right?
Yes.
All right, everybody, let's say thank you, Carol.
Oh, you're a good champ.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty. So we've had two amazingly shared Fab Cs. We have time to share two more. If Stu or Toby would like to go next, please come off. Oh, Stu's up. Let's go, Stu.
I'm feeling I'm feeling like I'm ready to go to Costco. I'm ready to enter the mall, and I'm excited about that.
Excited. Okay, so you're feeling excited about going to Costco and entering the mall?
Yeah.
All right. That's awesome. I love going to shop. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I will turn it back to you, though, Stu. You're feeling excited about going shopping.
Yeah.
What's the belief? What's the belief? Why do you believe that shopping is like the most thing that you got the feelings going for right now?
Because I don't know when the next time I'm in the store and the mall's fire alarm goes off, and then we all have to evacuate the building.
Oh, okay. So the last time you went to the store, there was a little bit of traumatic experience.
Not recently. No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything. So
no fire alarms at the stores.
Life is good.
That's great. That life is good. All right. So I want to ask you. I understand that you're excited and that you believe that you're excited because you don't know the next time that you're going to get to go to the store. So what's your choice when you go to the store today?
I'm going to feel proud. I'm going to feel honest with myself and live.
And do you believe that your excitement about going to the store today is because you're going to get to see new people and buy new things and experience? Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Thank you, Stu.
I think I'm ready to show Costco what I'm made of.
Show Costco what you're made of. I love it. Stu, will you show us your excitement face, please? Oh, I love it. That is amazing. That is a great excitement face. Everybody, let's all do an excitement face with Stu. Ready? Yeah, Stu. Thanks for busting the Fab C today, bud. All right. Toby, you are up.
Can everyone hear me? Check 1, 2.
Yes.
Loud and
Yes.
clear.
Okay. Let's see. I looked at the wheel, and there are a ton of feelings to feel on this wheel, but the feeling I feel the most today is I'll go with content. I
Okay.
think I feel content on
Content
a lot.
about?
So there was a couple things that I work out 3 days a week, and I have been working on something called a wall walk, and that is a very hard movement to do. And I got it finally, and it was just a great moment. So I'm glad that I finally was able to do that. And
Amazing.
my coach was happy, so I was happy too.
So we're hearing that Toby is feeling content about performing an exercise that he's been working on very hard. So Toby, what is your belief around feeling content in completing this exercise?
My belief is that with hard work and with dedication, the goals that I've been wanting to achieve will happen.
Oh man, that's beautiful. And it's so true though too. And my TV just randomly turned on. Give me this is so
That's weird,
But yeah, our room has been doing like weird things. Last night
It's
the
silly.
lights popped on several times. All right.
Oh, wow.
Let's get back to it though. Toby has a feeling of contentment about performing a hard exercise, and his belief is that working hard pays off. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Toby, what is your choice in this feeling?
My choice is to keep working hard, keep doing what I need to do, and keep trying to think of a word, but keep inspiring people. Like I do Wisdom Wednesday, so like that's kind of a thing for me too. But to inspire people to do that stuff too, because it's hard. It's not an easy.
I'm hearing that your choice is to keep sharing your progress and your hard work with others to show them that you are like what you're doing is showing results, right?
That's correct.
And it helps. Like content is a great feeling. I mean, it's amazing to feel content because when we feel content, it's like we've filled our cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're good. We're ready to go. So everybody, let's give Toby a round of applause. Y'all are champions. Those were some fabulous Fab C's. So let's go ahead and Joel, will you please remove the motion wheel so we can all come back and look at each other?
By motion wheel.
Y'all see each other now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
So the emotion wheel also could be called a feelings wheel. If you're going into Google, those words kind of intertwine and you'll find the same thing. Okay. The second part of our main activity is grounding techniques. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to say after hearing your Fab C's, I feel much more grounded in this space with you.
Oh,
I do.
Awesome.
And that means, to me is, and I'll explain, is that I understand where you're at in your life right now. I understand, some of like the things that you're experiencing. So I know how to show up and support, but also how to give you space if you need it. Right. And right now I'm just feeling like there is so much of, us all experiencing similar things, right? Which is really cool. It shows that, Carol, you're in California. Kason, you're in
Logandale, Nevada.
Right? We're so far away from each other, but we're all kind of experiencing similar things.
Yeah. Yes,
and
we are far away from each other.
I'm flying back to Georgia in a few days here. I get to go see my little dog, who is probably one of the most grounded, that helps me ground the most. Whenever I'm feeling very swirly is the word that I use. Do you guys understand that? Like the feeling of feeling swirly? kind of like a tornado of emotions where I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh,
You
yes,
get it?
yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So when I'm feeling that way, what I like to do as a grounding technique is I take my ear and I place it on my dog's belly and I listen to my dog's heartbeat.
Oh, that's cute.
And it really
That's-
just helps ground me. It helps me feel in the moment and understand that, life is precious and that this feeling of swirly is something that I can get through. And the way that I do that sometimes is after listening to my dog Jojo's heartbeat is sharing a Fab C with somebody. If somebody's around, if nobody's around, I share it with Jojo. If that doesn't work, then I write it down, which is always a great way to share things. Because then you have a choice, right? You have a choice when you share it with somebody else. You can remember it because it's written down in your book, right? Does anybody else have one of these from convention last year?
I don't think I do.
Inner Sense was giving these out last year, and it is great. I put all my notes in here for Wellness Wednesday and Mindfulness Mondays, and it's really helpful for me. I like to use different colored pens to make it just have lots of feeling and not just like black and white, right?
Right.
So I want to hear from each of you how you maybe a grounding technique that you have, something that helps you feel grounded. It could be, walking around your house. It could be taking your shoes off. It could be rocking back and forth, spinning, listening to music, reading a Bible or a book that you like to read, whatever it might be. I'll just share one. We've got time for that.
Okay. I like to read the Book of Mormon, and that's my Bible book that I was reading.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific part of it that you like to read? Do you read the same part, or do you just jump in?
I just read the same part, and we do it as a family. We read it, and
What did they say we read? Book of Mormon.
so yeah.
That's amazing, Kason. I mean, for me, I so appreciate that growing up reading spiritual books and spending time in prayer with family before and after meals can be very grounding. Yeah. Thank you, Kason.
You're welcome.
Carol, would you like to share?
I feel the same way as Kason does because a lot of times people need to think about things more than they used to because the old days are gone and you have to think more.
So when you're feeling swirly tornado of emotions, it helps you to think a little bit and ground.
Yes.
Awesome. What is something that you like to think about that helps you ground?
I would say to think about how different the world is, how everything's changing so fast, and how to think. And then the other part is I take walks around the house and I exercise.
That is wonderful. Yeah. So sometimes when the thinking, I call them the thinking monkeys. There's like a bunch of monkeys in a tree, and they're all just like thinking about where the bananas are. It's hard to ground when we're all the way up there in the tree looking for bananas, right?
Right.
So sometimes it's great to just go for a walk around and to then think just about where your next step is going to be. Yeah, Carol?
Yes.
So
I agree with
meditative
that one.
walk. I love it. Thank you, Carol.
You're
Toby,
welcome.
would you like to go next?
Okay, grounding. One grounding thing that I like to do is before any big thing happens around me, I like to listen to music a lot because I am a drummer, so I do listen to music a lot to help me calm down if I need it, because that helps me feel better about things. And there's times where I haven't been myself, and music just helps so much after that, because I think I listen to Josh Groban. He's really good. He's a very good artist, and I listen to him, and his music just helps a lot sometimes when I need that. So yeah.
Thank you, Toby. Yeah, music is music, like art and film, are created to help us feel grounded, not just in our own experience, but in an experience with others, right? So, I mean, you can listen to music by yourself, or watch a movie by yourself, or look at a piece of art by yourself. But most of the time, these experiences are experiences with a lot of people around us, sometimes at concerts or at a movie theater or at a museum. So doing these grounding practices by yourself are also helping and preparing yourself to be around large groups of people. Yeah. So that is an awesome exercise. Toby, our marathon man over here, works out 3 times a week. I so appreciate that.
I just worked out today. It was crazy, but yeah.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah. And these are ways, like, these exercises help us be in community. So thank you, Toby, for sharing that. It's a great grounding practice, and I encourage all of us to maybe, before we go out to the grocery store or wherever, listen to a favorite song or read a favorite passage or take a little walk with your thoughts. Stu, you're up next. Toby, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I feel like when I'm in my room, I can definitely hear the thunder from my window, and that makes me happy.
Okay, I want to ask you a question, Stu.
Mm-hmm.
When the thunder claps and you're in your room, how do you feel grounded? And grounded isn't the same as happy. It's more, how do you feel held by like a loved one? It's safe, and let's see. Grounded in, how do you feel grounded in your body?
Well, it gets me excited. I just
thunder gets you excited?
When I hear a really big bang of thunder, I get very excited.
You do. And what happens to your body when you get very excited?
It opens up, it releases, I guess I think about it a lot, but I don't know what's going to happen, but I can hear them. Sometimes I sit there calm, sometimes I go crazy in a good way, because I don't want to scare myself and then scare my sister or my puppy, and then they scare me, and then I go crazy, and then I don't know what happened.
Okay. All right. So for a grounding technique for when the thunder claps, how about, and I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite experiences as a human is being like wrapped up in a blanket, like a burrito. It just feels so safe, like I love that. So when the thunder claps, maybe a grounding technique for all of us is to tightly pull those covers over us, or maybe just like put our hands like this on our chest and feeling our heartbeat and knowing that we're okay, that we're safe. It's kind of just like me putting my ear on my little dog to listen to the heartbeat. Your hands can hear your heartbeat. They can feel your heartbeat through your chest, right? Stu, place your hands on your heart, feel your heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just slow down. Think about the fact that you are in your room, taking deep breaths, allowing your heart to relax and to slow down and not beat so fast like you're running away, but that you're home and you're safe.
Yeah.
And then you can take your hands and place them over your eyes, open your eyes, blink them a few times, and then open your hands. It's all good. It's very grounding. I feel like I just took a nap. Okay. Well done, y'all. Those are some great grounding techniques. So we're going to continue kind of talking in like this realm of grounding. Part of grounding and part of so grounding is something that can be done whenever we're feeling an emotion, right? It's nice to know that like if we're going somewhere, we want to do some grounding before we go, so that way we could feel strong. But also sometimes things happen when we go out that we have no control over. It could be a storm. It could be a fire alarm. It could be many things, right? So the next thing that we're going to talk about is coping strategies. Okay. Does anybody want to share their definition of coping with us? Oh, Toby, go ahead.
Coping is many different things for me, to be honest, because I've had to cope with some very hard stuff in my life, like losing two of my grandparents. And when that happened, I was not sure how to feel. And, that's something that we all have to experience. But the way that I have coped with it, I guess, is to think of the good memories and try and hold on to that, because that's what makes me feel better if I'm having one of those days where I'm like, I just miss them. And that's pretty much every day. Like, there's not a day that I don't feel sad about them passing away, or I try to think of a memory that happened that was a good one, because there were so many. But I think also praying, I am in that thing, so I pray a lot when that happens too. So it helps me.
Sorry, go ahead, Toby.
It helps me feel better. Yeah.
So Toby's explained some things of coping. I'm gonna rail us back into the definition of coping, in my understanding, and really it's dealing with some of these like more lower vibration. I don't even want to say lower vibration. I will go back and say dealing more with heavier emotions, like grief and sadness. It's like when we say we're happy, it's real light and fluffy, and like we can flow right through it. But when we are in anger, sadness, grief, they're heavier spaces, right? So, Toby, I would like to ask if you are open to sharing another Fab C.
Okay.
This one, I would like for you to share a Fab C about grief.
Okay. So if I go back into my notes, it's feeling about
belief,
and
choice.
Then choice. Okay. So let's see. I'm feeling, it's hard. I'm not feeling like I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm kind of not at the same time, I guess. There's just been a lot of things.
Oh, Toby, I think you froze on us.
And hello?
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Hello?
So, yes. Can you hear us?
Okay, yeah.
Toby, will you please share a Fab C?
Yes, I can hear you.
About the feelings that you were just explaining to us about losing both of your grandparents.
Okay. I'm feeling, I feel lonely, and the reason why is because I was with my grandparents a lot, and as a young kid, and growing up into my teens and 20s, they were there, and to not have them there is kind of tough. It's rough sometimes. So that
your
was
belief?
My belief is that they're in a better place, and that they're proud of me.
Yeah, and your choice.
My choice is to feel my emotions, but always also remember the good times too.
Yes. Yeah, Toby. I felt
Okay.
you moving through that like heaviness, and at the end just like sprinting through the finish line of like doing that work. And that's it. That's what coping is, y'all. It's a slow, hard run, and then at the end we just get to go. Yeah. So, Toby, real quick, so we can all just like feel that again with you. Will you share that Fab C with us? That same one that you just did?
Okay. Feeling lonely because I miss my grandparents. Feeling about missing my grandparents. Belief is that they're with me and they're proud. And choice is again to feel my emotions, but also remember the good times. Fab C, everyone. Fab C in the building.
Fab C from Toby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mic drop. All right, everybody. That was incredible. So I want to open up the floor if anybody else wants to reflect shortly on coping strategies, on the main activity of grounding and using the emotion wheel. And yeah, if anybody wants to reflect on what they learned today about how to manage their emotions.
Thank you for allowing me to do that. That was fun.
Appreciate you, Toby.
Me too. I'll mute myself now. So,
Carol, would you like to reflect?
Yes.
Go ahead, huh?
I have gone through like the same emotions that Toby has gone through because I have lost a lot of people over the years, and sometimes that can be really emotional because you go through sad times, happy times, all the emotions all at once, and you're trying to figure out how to deal with everything. And that takes a long time.
Yeah, the process of any emotion is our choice, right? That's what we learned from FABC today, is that we can choose to hold it and experience it for a long time, or we can choose, kind of like Toby said in his shares, to understand the emotions, but to remember the other times too, that we weren't feeling emotional, but that we were feeling just happy, or that we were with this person or this experience from our past, so that we could be more present right now and prepare ourselves for our future.
Yes.
Thank you, Carol. And with that, excuse me, y'all, I started drinking sparkling water, and it makes me extremely gassy. So I apologize ahead of time. I'm apologizing now for all of the burps if you're hearing them. Excuse me, please.
You're excused.
You're excused.
I love you guys. Let's move into our goals and intention setting. So we've gone over a lot today. We've felt a lot together. We've experienced a lot of each other's emotions and feelings about moving, about going out into the community, about lifting ourselves up to be stronger and be more present in our lives. And I'd like to set a goal with all of you to share at least one Fab C with someone that you love. And like I said, if it's not like something that you're ready to just like walk up to someone and be like, hey, I'm going to share Fab C with you, you can write it down and then, tell somebody about a Fab C. And then if they're open to listening to you, that's the main point. Like, someone has to be open to hearing your feelings, right? You don't just walk up to someone and just be like, here's my feelings, take them. You ask them if they're open to hearing your feelings. And if they're not, you're like, it's okay. I wrote them down. I'll share them with you when I'm ready. Okay. So that's a goal, to do that this month. And then the intention is, intention setting for us is going to be any heavier things that we're feeling, right? If we're feeling fear, anger, upset about something that might have not even happened yet, right? Grief, sadness, any of these, I would like us all to set an intention to write down a Fab C for those, okay? And then, go back and read it if that anger ever comes back, right? Or if that feeling of like loneliness ever comes back, you go back and you read it and realize that choice that you have made, okay? Because that choice comes from here, all right? That choice comes from your heart. And whenever you need to go back to that, it's nice to have it written down. Okay. And, in closing, well, first, who's going to accept the goal for the month?
I set the goal for the month.
I accept the goal.
I, Toby Christopher Akbash of New York, do accept this goal.
Thank you, Toby. Stu, are you there? You accepting? We're all in acceptance here.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And our intention to step into our next part of that in dealing with the heavier stuff. We're going to do that too. We're going to write down. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
So we're all doing that, and we are going to see each other again. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to see each other again, and it is going to be August 13th for the next Wellness Wednesday. And then we have one more Mindfulness Monday this month. You know, if you want, on that Mindfulness Monday, underneath the video, you can post that you did your goal or that you did you're with your intention to deal with the heavier stuff. Okay. If you don't want to write stuff out and share like intimately what's going on, I totally appreciate that. You can leave an emoji of like a face or like the little hand hang loose, like whatever. I'll appreciate it, and I'll come in and comment on it, and we can share with each other. On our next session for Mindfulness Monday, we'll be talking about grounding with our senses. So we'll be working with the senses of like what you're hearing and feeling and smelling and tasting. It's going to be great. I hope you all can come and check out that video. So in closing, is there anything, let's see, do we have in the main chat? The Feelings Wheel is going to be on the Adventure Seekers Facebook page, on the Wellness Wednesday page on the williamsyndrome.org. Okay. So if you want to share it with your loved ones, your friends, someone that you randomly meet that wants to like talk about feelings, guide them there and be like, look, let's have a structured talk about feelings together using this wheel. All right, everybody come off of mute. Joel, come back to us, please. We love each other. We're happy that we were here today. And y'all have a great rest of your week. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.